What's going on, Chaz?
No, much, man. How you feeling today?
Man, we've been having so many issues with this doggone machine that we're looking at here, and I was beginning to think it was a boogeyman in there. What are you thinking?
I still think it could possibly be one, but like you said, you talk to some technical difficulties, tech guys, and try to help diagnose it.
Yeah, so I want to start off by saying to everyone, we definitely apologize, but it was out of our control. Every time we tried to come on, something was happening, and we made phone calls, we changed computers, we did everything we could, and it still wasn't working. So we deeply apologize for the inconvenience, because I know a lot of you look forward to looking at this broadcast, and to that we thank you. But once again, we just sorry that it happened, but we're back now, and Chaz got a lot of stuff backed up in him, because I know he got a lot to say, because he's been waiting for the last 3 weeks. I'm excited to get this going. But we're going to continue to talk about what we started on. We just can't seem to get done with this encouragements part 3. Tonight's broadcast is going to be about just giving out encouragements. That's all. Because Chaz, we have to start looking at truth without application is just entertainment. And a lot of people don't like to be told what to do. But in this broadcast, we're not just telling people what to do. This is for all of our own good. And I think we need to really look at that. So once again, tonight's broadcast is all about encouragements, because we need it. And I'll let you define encouragement, and then we'll take it from there, because we left off on the 14th point. And I want to say this before we get going. This broadcast can be seen every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And if Raymond's out there, we'll say 7 o'clock in the Midwest and on the East Coast, because he always checks me when I say the Central Standard Time, because he's in Indiana. So we got followers all over. So we thank him for doing that. But let's start off by talking about encouragement, Chaz, and let's take it from there.
Encouragement. Words to help someone feel confident or strong. And you have to, like I said, a lot of people go through a lot of difficulties. A lot of people are depressed right now. A lot of people are sad. So I think it's important for us to give some kind of words of encouragement. It doesn't have to always be, over the top, where a lot of people pull the brother to the side and say, I see like something going on. Give them words of encouragement, because like I said, we wait for that person's casket. Then we always go to. Then we all want to have what these good things to say. Say why these people are alive. Because a lot of people are feeling it right now.
Chaz, I don't know if we're out of the woods yet, but I just got a message that that you're still echoing, and I don't know, but you're not echoing on my end, but it's you're echoing.
And I know you told me let me go to settings and all that.
Well, I went to settings on here, but I think it's important that we continue to encourage one another, because the African American is going through so much, and we need to be told some things that's going to bring us up and not tear us down. So we have some people that's in the house now, and we'll see if we can acknowledge them. And here's the first person here.
Brother Ray, you said, hey, y'all, what's going on, Brother Ray? Sister Fires, hello. Sister Marie's in the building. She says, tell brothers, Sister Fires, still echo. Brother, Mastana, she says, yep, so I get the drink. And then Brother Ray Fires, she says, echoing like she's in the stadium.
Let me ask you this, Chaz. Do you have your other cell phone near you?
I'm gonna take it.
Turn it off.
Okay.
Can you turn it off and see what happens? And I'll keep talking as we continue to talk about the importance of encouragement. After a hard day, we need to be told some positive things, not to make people feel good, but to be truthful. And here are some things that we have to talk about that's going to help us when it comes to encouragement. We have to do this here.
Number 14. Be honest with yourself about what you're dealing with. And you have to do that. Now, here's the thing. When we say honest with yourself, don't overdo it. Don't think it's something bigger. What it is. Take it for what it's worth. Because a lot of us scenarios, overinflated, overly do it. We have to be honest with what we're dealing with. Face it head on. Don't try to kick hand down the road or sweep it under the rug.
And that's problematic right there, Chaz. So we want to encourage people. We have to be honest with ourselves, because all we're doing when we're not honest is we're lying to ourselves, and we're like fooling our own selves, as opposed to being honest about what we're going through. And many of us are going through a lot, and I think we should just be fair and say, you know what, right now I'm dealing with this, but don't say, oh, this is nothing, but it's stressing us out. oh, this is not that bad. But it really is, because the way we're allowing it to treat us. So we must be honest with ourselves about what we're dealing with, because only then will we be able to encourage one another, when we're being honest, because there's so much dishonesty, man. Everywhere you turn, people are liars, people are cheats, people are being duplicitous, say one thing and do something else. But we have to be honest with ourselves about what we're dealing with, and that's where it all starts as far as encouragement.
Number 15, don't make things that are too big, super gigantic. Be level-headed as possible. Now, I think I'm before myself, because I literally just talked about that a few minutes ago. But we have to, like you said, don't make this stuff bigger than what it is. Quit always thinking, the extreme scenarios. Don't always put yourself in a situation where the world is collapsing beyond repair, that nothing is ever going to change. Take things like it says. Be level-headed. Don't overthink, because I think a lot of us, myself included, sometimes we get into it. And we're constantly just planning out all these scenarios where most of the time they don't even happen. So we sit there looking silly. And we have to stop blowing this stuff out of proportion. Brother Ray fires in here. He says, be true to yourself, or fool yourself. That sets you up to be a fool for everybody else. He spit on that. That was a ride.
Yeah, and I think I see on his image here, it says, "It's my birthday." So I mean, you see on his image, it's a little image that says, the font says, "It's my birthday." So I guess he's celebrating, or he's still celebrating, or whatever the case is. But we say happy birthday to Brother Ray, man. And he's right, because a lot of us, we have fooled ourselves for so many years, man. And we won't stop. And it's sad that other people can fool us, but then a lot of us fool ourselves. Like, we tell ourselves that we're not going through the things we're going through. Or we say that we're going through more than we actually are. So it's like a teeter-totter. One end is up, one end is down. But really, Chazz, when we do that, a lot of times we want attention. We just want attention. So we want to encourage you to not make things that are not too super big and gigantic. Just be level-headed. If you're going through something, or I'm going through something, be honest and say, okay, I'm going through this, or I'm going through that. But don't act like the world is coming to the end, the sky is falling, and all these, the semantics and the things that we do to try to make people feel sorry for us. So we have to be honest and level-headed.
And here's the thing I want to add real quick with this problem being bigger than what it is. I think a lot of us, not all, but some of us, if we stop putting it on social media, where every 5 minutes we're uploading content about what we're going through, and all these people are commenting, that's making the problem bigger than what it is. For example, you got thousands of people giving you all these opinions. Thousands of people are probably laughing. So I would say if you have immediate family members or someone that you live with, tell it to them. But constantly posting it online, that's going to make the problem bigger than what it is. Everybody has something to say.
Yeah.
Number 16. Remember the tip that your ancestors told you about life. It's something that they told us, which was basically resilience, responsibility, and perseverance. I'm sorry. And resilience. And I want to stress that one, because you have to keep fighting. Yeah, things are dark. Yeah, things don't look good right now. But they always see the light at the end of the tunnel. Matter of fact, they felt like if I don't see it in my lifetime, I'm confident in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now that the people or the young kids growing up, they're going to say, if I don't see it, I'm fighting for the generation as well. And that's the point that they really highlighted.
Yeah, that's true. And see, the thing that I wanted to encourage us about is we have to remember the tips. But in order to remember the tips, we must have read something that they said. There's so many works that's out about what our ancestors said, where they gave us some advice, like, Marcus Garvey, and different people that came on the scene, Denmark VC, Nat Turner. They all told us some things that we need to follow. And those are tips, because they told us about life. And one of the things I wanted to talk about briefly is most of our ancestors taught us how to treat people. And we've lost that art, as to many of us have, how to treat people. And I think it's important that we sit back and say, what are some things that our ancestors told us? Not only our ancestors that's gone on before us many, many years ago, but some of our parents, some of our grandparents, some of our uncles, some of our aunts. There was someone in our lives that always told us to do the right thing, or they said something positive. We had to remember that, Chazz. because we forget it and then we spiral out of control. But those tips are going to help us if we allow them to encourage us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's well said. Number 17. Dismiss people who are negative. Add salt to your wound. Cut them loose. And that's a hard one for us to do because in the black community, a lot of us, that's how we were raised. That's how we were brought up. That's how a lot of us live our lives where constantly negative people always in our ear. Got their mouth jaw jacked. But they're telling us negative stuff, and we're going along with it. In fact, those are the kind of that we look for to give us this kind of energy to keep going off of. So when you see kind of people, you don't have to tell them. You could politely leave them or get away from them. You just say, I'm not texting that person back. I'm not calling that person back. But these negative people, it's like brother, we're drawn to them for some reason. Let me ask you this: Why do you think we're drawn to this negative kind of?
Well, because there's a saying that I heard a long time ago, and I believe it, and it says something like this: misery loves company. Some of us are miserable people, and we can't get off unless we're miserable. You know, we're so negative, and I want to encourage people, if we're like that, to stop being that way. The African American in the United States of America, and for that matter, the African all over the world, we need to start dismissing those people who are very negative. I didn't say if somebody said one thing, we should get rid of them. But I mean, there's people that I think I mentioned one day, a few weeks ago, about this Slebrock who's on the Flintstones. When I grew up, I watched it. Every time he came around, it was wowsy, woo. He always complained. He always had something negative to say. He never had anything good to say. And that's how many of us are. And our children see that, Chazz, and our children mimic that. And so what we're saying, you people, all we're saying is we want to encourage you to, and I know it's hard, like you said, Chazz, it's hard, but for your sanity, for your health, for your mindset, we've got to dismiss these negative Nancy's all the time because they're adding salt to what we're, now, if I'm already going through something, I don't need you to come around, Chazz, and start just piling on me. Yeah, Ja. You bad, man. You sad. You just, I feel so sorry for you. And so that just compiles on me what's going on. And that's the problem. So we got to start dismissing those people because those people are very negative. And to be honest with you, they mean us no good. They really don't. They mean us no good.
Yeah. Absolutely right about that. Brother Ray says, I changed my profile picture.
Looking all suave and debonair.
Sister Sharon says, that's birthday also. Hello, birthday. Okay.
Oh, Ray's birthday. Wow.
She says, yes, Chazz.
Yeah, Chazz, I don't know. I guess I want to ask the audience, is this worth going through? Because if you guys say, well, no, it's so bad that it's unbearable, because we're almost halfway through the broadcast, and if it's that bad, we'll have sympathy and we'll just strike it up again next week. But we thought we had fixed the problem. But y'all let us know in the comments, is it that bad that we need to counsel the rest of it, and then we'll just try to pick it up next week? So let us know in the comments, is Chazz's voice echoing so bad that we really need to cut this out today because you can't understand what he's saying and all of that? So kind of comment, let us know. In the meanwhile, we'll keep talking until we can.
I did. I turned my other phone off, and I guess I have the same. So I don't know. Hopefully it gets better.
Well, maybe I should read the comments for now and let you say a few things, because if you're talking and it's echoing, it's going to be bad. But Ray comes in and says, we must first speak positive affirmations on ourselves and speak kindly of ourselves. Can't give others love and respect. That's true, Ray, because we must love who we are first. And that's why a lot of us, we don't love other people because we don't love ourselves. And so instead of being positive, we're negative because we don't know how to be positive, because all we know is negativity. And, there's many people in my family like that. I'm sure there's many people in all of our families like that, where they love that company of being miserable. And we just want to encourage everyone tonight because it's tough. We know that the African American in the United States of America, it's tough. The black man is going through so much. The black woman is going through so much. There's bills everywhere. The economy, the gas prices, our health, our children, the educational system, the political system, groceries are sky high. And so we're just wanting to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, making ends meet. Don't give up. Don't do anything silly. Don't do anything fatuous that's going to get you in trouble, but just try to ride this storm out because we've done it in the past and we can do it now. So we just want to give good, kind words out to you because we understand that it's terrible right now. So remember these little tips as we continue to say positive things for us so that we can continue to go on.
Number 18. Make sure that your mind is clear. And so that while you're going through tough times, don't clog it with nonsense. Absolutely. And when I was going to say is don't clog it with the extra curricular activities, which is all these Xanax pills, the weed, the alcohol, all that stuff. When you combine it with the situation, it's going to make you times bigger than what it is. So if you can be sober-minded, deal with it. Because like I said, once you run out of Xanax, once you run out of weed, once you run out of liquor, all that stuff, you're going to feel worse than what you were when you were on it. So just stay sober because those drugs are going to alter your mind, having you thinking that's not true. They're going to have you think. So just cut those extra drugs and stuff out, man.
Yeah, and I agree with you because we want to encourage everyone who's watching this broadcast, especially if you have children or you have grandchildren or you just think much about yourself. Make sure that as you go through so much, y'all, that make sure your mind is as clear as it can be. Because if your mind isn't as clear as it can be and you compile all the mess that's going on, this will make a person have a nervous breakdown. This will make a person contemplate committing suicide. This will make a person think that life is not worth living. But beautiful people, brothers and sisters, this broadcast is all about encouragement because we need encouragement right now. We can get through these tough times. We can be there for one another. If there's something that I have that you need, you say, well, hey, big brother, I need you to help me with this. I have to be open to help you because it's a lot going on. But again, make sure that your mind is as clear as possible since you're going through the tough times we all are, and don't clog it with nonsense. Don't start piling on things that's going to make what you're going through that much even worse. So again, we want to encourage you about that.
Yeah, and that's the first thing we go to. Like I said, call up the dope man. We constantly at his house. Constantly have him come to our house get that stuff. So we gotta really be sober. We have to, so we don't make any silly decisions. Brother Ray Fires, he says, can't give what you don't have.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and that's why we want you to get it. If you can't give what you don't have, so we're saying get it. When you get it, then you can give it. So, and I get what he's saying, but we're all about encouraging on this broadcast. Sometimes we have to get down and say things that are not, I guess, politically correct because we're about our people. We're about the suffering of the masses of our people. We're about educating our people. We're about taking tips from people that watch this broadcast that's very sagacious and very sharp because we honor you guys. You'll always have something kind to say. Sister Mashonda says we've always been the people who always figured it out, and we really have. And in the process of that, sometimes, though, Chazz, it's been tough because we figured it out, but at what cost? Sometimes we figure it out, but look what it cost us, though. And we don't have to go through that. And I'm not disagreeing with the sister, the queen. She's right. We have, and we continue to figure it out. But sometimes we don't have to go through all the things that we go through because we're not making wise decisions. So when things are going bad, y'all, all we're saying is do the best you can, and you may not have to figure it out because you're going to you'll be ready to do what you got to do so that you can be the person that you're supposed to be.
Brother Ray fires up in here. Energy goes up and down. Back up while forward. He also says they kicked me out of pain management and banned me from other one. Ortho one.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and the thing of it is, even though they kicked him out and they're treating him like the scum of the earth, I want to encourage this brother. even though they've kicked you out, now sit down tonight or whenever you need to and think about what can I do that's going to help me get to where I need to go. Even though they kicked you out, even though they treated you, unfairly, what can you do? Now, I know you're not going to sit around and complain, because I know this brother, and he's going to do something. He may already be doing it, but this is the encouragement for all of us. Let's do what we can do to help ourselves, to help each other. We can't be pulling each other down all the time and always talking bad about each other. Let's do what we can do to help us out. And here's the thing that I think we really need to look at. This is very clear, but it's something that we all need to talk about. And here it is, Chazz.
Number 19. Take one step at a time. You don't have to figure everything out today. And that's an old saying that they said a long time ago. Rome wasn't built in a day. And that's absolutely true. A lot of us like all our problems, try to have everything figured out today. Everything done tonight. And when you do that, you put more pressure, more strain, more acne on yourself, instead of saying, you know what, come up with a game plan or get a calendar and mark this thing off one a day at a time. But putting all this pressure on myself to try to get this stuff done in one setting, it's not good. So I agree with you, brother. We have to start taking things one step at a time.
And I think sometimes, Chazz, what we do is we want to be on top of everything so much. We really do. And I get it, because we all are like that. We want to be on top of everything so much. And we get to the point where what we do is we forget that we can only do one thing at a time. And so that's what stresses us out, you see. See, I have problems with this, and instead of dealing with that and the other stuff, kind of putting it on the back burner for now because it's not that important, I'm bringing all that into my life, and that is discombobulating my mind. And this is why my children see me as if I'm a worrywart. This is why we all seem to have problems beyond measure, because we can't take one step at a time. Whatever you're going through, brothers and sisters, whatever I'm going through, if it's something monumental or if it's not, you take one step at a time and deal with that first. Handle that, and then go to the next. Don't try to fight them all, because sometimes you can fight 2 or 3 of them, but sometimes they overwhelm us because it's too much, Chazz. And the brain doesn't work like that. As we've done broadcasts on the brain on many instances, but the brain doesn't work like that. And so we just have to realize, y'all, that it's tough out here. And we want all y'all to know that we're here for you, and we want you to realize that this world in which we live in, we're going to have to be there for one another. And so I want to salute all of you who are watching this broadcast. We appreciate you. Like even now, Chazz's voice is echoing, but you say, I'm not going to get off the broadcast. Because the black man and the black woman, we've got to start developing the unity that our ancestors talked about, like Malana Karinga with Kawanza and with Mayat. All these principles, all these books that are the holy books, regardless of what you believe, all those principles that are good. Take those principles and use them, brothers and sisters. And I'm pleading with all of us that we need to take one step at a time, because Chazz, it's just sad, man.
Brother Ray Fires in here. He says, I didn't do wrong. I think it was for the best. Yeah, they say that. And I'm glad you don't have that retaliation mindset, because a lot of us, people like this do us wrong. We constantly, you know what? I'm gonna wait till they come outside and get ready to go to their car. And I'm gonna fight them or something crazy. So you don't have that retaliation mindset, good, because a lot of black community, when someone does us wrong, we are constantly different ways to get back at with.
Well, I like what he said at the end, and I want to put his comment up because I think it's worth looking at that last part. He says this part that says, I'm good, I didn't do anything wrong. He says, I think it was for the best. You see his thought process. Even though they meant it for evil, or whatever they tried to do to him, he said he think it was for the best. So he's not stressed out over that. So I want to tell all you out there who's watching this broadcast, there's so much that you're going through right now. And we're not psychiatrists, we're not counselors, we're just your brothers that's doing a broadcast that's saying at some point in time, we've got to do what's best for us. And whatever happens to us, don't let it rock us. Don't let it shake our foundation. And I'm thinking that this is what the brother is really saying. And I appreciate that, because that's the mindset that we're talking about.
Absolutely. Number 20. You have to make it through difficult times before you can get. I'm sorry, I read that one. You have made it through difficult times before you can get through this too. And you absolutely can't. But see, here's the thing. All the things that we've been through prior, we don't think about that. We're constantly in it now. Like, okay, that was then, but this is now. So what we have to do in these scenarios is say, you know what? If I did get before, it will happen again. But a lot of us get so caught up in this mindset of, this is the one that's the one that kills. This is the one where it stops. This is the one where everything falls in. So you have to, like you said, practically, and just say, you know what? If it happened before, this problem's a lot worse, a lot heavier. I can get through this one too.
Yeah, we've listen. We've all been through so much, and again, we're talking to ourselves, but we're talking to those who are watching this broadcast. Just think about it. Contemplate for a good minute all the things that you've gone through, all the things that I've gone through, that we thought I would never make a comeback. You still standing. You're still standing. And this is the beautiful testament to resilience, as our ancestors have taught us, how they were kicked in the teeth. Many of them paved the way for us. And yet we're still standing because we've made it through the difficult times. And I'm not saying, like some people say, well, the difficult times are over, they're beyond you. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is, whatever you're going through, whatever I'm going through, think about it. You've made it before. You can make it further on down the line, and that's what we want to encourage you.
Brother Ray exactly. Spirituality is knowing to let go for a better way.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So here's another tip here that we want to give you, another encouragement.
Number 21. It's normal to feel what you feel when you're going through. Yeah, it is normal. Sometimes we get sad, we get frustrated, depressed. But these things should linger. I would say for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. But it shouldn't linger for 2 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And that's the problem. When we go through these feelings are natural. We're human beings. We're not robots. We have these emotions. But the problem is that we keep letting these linger on and on. And 4 or 5 months later, like I just we're still moping, depressed. You gotta deal with it for that day and let it go. Stop holding on to it.
And I want to say this, Chazz, about this point, number 21. It's normal to feel what you feel when you're going through. In other words, don't say when you're going through, why is this happening to me? Don't worry about why it's happening to you. Just go through it and get to the other side so you can learn how to build character, you see. Because see, sometimes these things happen to us and we can look at how we responded. And then we can look at what did we do that was good while we went through? What did we do that was not so good? And so this is how you build character. This broadcast is about building people up. It's not about tearing you down. It's about giving love. It's about showing respect. It's about giving honor. This is about encouraging people. This is our encouragement series. We're doing part 3. The black man, the black woman, the African American, the African Brazilian, the African Asian, the African wherever. We've been through too much, brothers and sisters. And all we're saying is, when we go through whatever it is, don't think that you're the only one. Just take the lumps that's coming your way and then go through it. And here's another thing I'll say before we go to another point, Chazz, because I think this is crucial. When we go through sometimes, Chazz, I think it's important that our kids and our grandkids see how we respond. I think they need to see us not cracking up. They need to see us not running to the bottle. They need to see us not running to the dope. They need to see us not always using vulgarity. They need to see us not blowing up. They need to see us not throwing a conniption fit. See, these are practical principles that if we would apply, it's going to build character. And this is what we're missing. Many of us are, and myself included. We're missing character, Chazz. We're liars. We're cheats. We're hypocrites. We say one thing and do another. We're always trying to get over. This is many of us. So we're trying to encourage us not to be that way, because we don't have to be that way, Chazz. We don't have to be like the enemy. We don't have to try to trick each other all the time. We don't have to exploit one another all the time. So when we're going through, don't sit around and feel sorry for yourself saying, why is this always happening to me? It happens to everyone because it's called life. So we're trying to encourage you to realize Just take the lumps, go through it, do what you have to do, and then you'll see that it's not as tough as you thought it was.
Brother Ray Fires he learned to swim as well as you fly. You gotta be versatile, basically what you're saying. And then I was going to take a step further. Sister Barbara Hotel brothers, appreciate her. And I was going to take a step further with the previous talking point was that, like I said, it's okay to feel normal in that moment of pride, to be depressed or what have you. But don't keep dwelling on this stuff because, like I said, you see your homeboy, your cousin, your auntie, or whoever, and they've gone through this for a week. And every time you see them, they're just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So what the problem is, the point, you gotta learn how to deal with it in that moment and please let it go.
Yeah, because sometimes we want a pity party, Chazz. That's another thing, and I want to encourage us because we're encouraging. So please take these comments as encouragements and quit looking at them, those of us who do, because you're so negative. Look at these encouragements as things that we all could do. You know, we shouldn't want to have a pity party, but a lot of us do, Chazz, because we want people to, and I get it, we want people to feel our pain. But what we're saying is that's normal. When you go through something, to feel what you're going through, that's nothing different than anyone else. So we're saying to the black man, to the black woman, we're saying to the African American, and the Africans all over the world, we're talking to people. We're saying life is tough right now. We got so much going on. There's idiocy going on in the government. There's gas prices sky high. Kids are not doing what they should be doing. The educational system is kicking our kids in the you know what. Our finances are rock bottom. Everything seems like it's spiraling out of control. The spouse or the significant other is not on the one. You know, our children are just doing things they shouldn't be doing. Our health seems to be failing us, and the world seems to be closing in on us. All we're saying, brothers and sisters, is when you go through, it's normal to feel these things. Don't let them crush you. Don't let them crush me. Don't let them make me want to go out and do something that I'll be sorry for if I just think about it. So we want to encourage you, brothers and sisters, because you are beautiful people, and we definitely want you to know that this broadcast is all about lifting you up because you've been kicked in the teeth long enough. Some of these podcasts, and I love all my brothers and sisters that look like us that do podcasts, but some of them, they always put us down. They always want people to think we know everything. All we're saying is, give us a word of encouragement every now and then. Can you? These people got kids, Chazz. These adults that's looking at this broadcast, they need, listen, tell someone that you love them. That's an encouragement. Tell someone that you love them and just leave it at that. Don't add to it. I love you because not because you did anything. Just say you love them and walk away. Drop it and just keep going.
Yeah. Brother Ray Fox here. Hard times could make you stronger, or make you get up and move on. Yeah, hard times make you stronger. I mean, some of us we don't take it at that. Put it like this. In that moment, we don't look at it that way because we know everything. But they are going to make you stronger. You got to be able to put yourself in the mind frame where you know what I'm doing now. I know eventually I'll get through. I'm not going to do something stupid like commit suicide, which really terrible for you, for whole family.
I'm going to push back on this. But I'm not pushing back on Raymond because again, that's a beautiful brother, and I love that his participation with us has been for years, and he knows when I say these things, I'm not pushing back on what he said because in his life, hard times come to make him stronger. So he's speaking from his perspective. But I've seen, Chazz, hard times, they should make us stronger, but sometimes hard times make us bitter. See, sometimes, listen, and I'm going to give you a case in point. Let's just say a male was in a relationship with a female, and let's say that female did something to him that she should not have done, or vice versa. So they get out of that relationship, they get in another relationship, and now they think that everybody is like the person that they were just with. And that's not the case, you see. So now every woman that they see, they got a problem with them, or every man that they see, they got a problem with them. So instead of that being a hard time to make them stronger, it's made them bitter. I've seen hard times make people angry. I've seen hard times make many of us, like with the racism and all the stuff that we're going through. I've seen the hard times have made us angry. A lot of us are just violent, whereas we should look at how we can become strong, brothers and sisters. What is that teaching us? All the racism, all the bigotry, all the sexism, all the colorism, all the games that they're playing with us. What has that done to us, Chazz? So we want to encourage brothers and sisters that hard times, he say, they come to make you stronger if you see it that way. But if you don't see it that way, hard times can make you act a fool because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do with it.
Sister Mashonda, it's hard times build character. Yeah,
and it should. And it really should. It really should. And then Raymond says,
hold on.
Okay. Raymond says, bag ladies and bag men. Yeah, because this is what's going on now, brothers and sisters. This broadcast can be seen every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock in the Midwest and on the East Coast. So we just want you to know that this broadcast tonight, we've done 3 series. We haven't been on for a while because we're having technical difficulties, and I understand we still have them. So we're going to fix that for next week. But this broadcast tonight is just about encouraging people. So the next point says this: reverse improper thoughts and that why is this happening to me attitude. We touched on that before. Those are improper thoughts because it's not proper to think that everything that happens to you is only happening to you or myself. That's improper. People have problems every day. So I want to say to the working man, to the working woman, I want to say to the woman that's not working, to the man that's not working. I want to say to those who are struggling financially, those who are struggling emotionally, those who are struggling, period, those who are going through so much. Times are tough right now. And all I want to do tonight, brothers and sisters, I don't want to promise you a rose garden. I want you to know that you can get through this because things are not going to last forever. And yes, it seems like it's tough right now, and it is tough. But all I'm saying to you is you've got to reverse those improper thoughts and say, I'm going to learn about me when I go through. And one of my brothers asked me, he said, Jah, you really seem to be a guy that's really on the one. He said, well, how do you do that? I said, well, I work on me. And I always say this, there are things in my life that I know I need help in. So what I do is I write down those major things one at a time and I put them in my heart. And every week I go back when I'm lying in the bed and I'll say, how did you do or what did you do about that? And then I'll think about it. I don't need no psychiatrist. I don't need no clergyman or woman. I don't need no spiritual guru to tell me. I know that whatever I said I was going to work on, I'm going to think back and say, oh, wow, you're doing what you're supposed to do, or you ought to be ashamed of yourself, you hypocrite. Start doing what you're supposed to do. And that way you can build character instead of thinking that this is how it's supposed to be. We've got to work on ourselves, brothers and sisters.
Before I read Brother Ray's comment, I want to touch on Shonda's comment before I had some allergies going on. I was burning, but she was basically hard times, the character. And that's absolutely true, but the thing is that a lot of people, I'm not going to say it's just in general, when they get all these people, they grew up in all these fancy schools and what have you. They get out in the real world, and people aren't as easy as their lives have been. And basically, they can't tell you. You get all the time on all these who've been so privileged. Where like she said earlier, where we don't we figure out a way how to basically make ends because we've always been struggling. So that was spot on with said that, but like they've been handed everything out in the real world and take it because life shows.
Brother Raymond says they say you're echoing because we got another Zuri says bad echoing. Yeah, we were told that, but we wanted to finish it up, y'all. And again, we're apologizing as we go along because we thought we had fixed the problem. At least my problem is fixed on this end, and Chazz has some issues. I think it's the phone or whatever. We're going to continue to work feverishly till we get this thing settled because we just have so much that we need to talk about. In fact, Chazz, let's come back next week and let's keep encouraging our brothers and sisters. Raymond says you are not a victim or lose as long as you don't give up. He says, and fight a constructive fight. Don't give up and give in. That's beautiful, man. Why can't we have more broadcasts? Why can't we have more podcasts about this as opposed to you and I got into it, and next week you're going to do your own broadcast. Now you're going to start talking about me. Then when I hear you talking about me, I'm going to do another broadcast. Then I'm going to start saying you were no good. I never want to work with you to begin with. So it's right. This is how childish that we are. But we all talk about unity and we talk about how it always happens like that. Two brothers or two sisters starts off together and everything is great. And as soon as they split up because they have a difference of opinion or whatever, one goes their way, the other goes their way. And then one person starts doing a podcast on the other person. And then the other person finds out about it. Then they do a podcast, and then it's back and forth. And it's like then people choosing sides. That is so immature. So I want to encourage us, y'all. You know, if we have a problem, then we should solve that. Like Brother Raymond says, you know, don't give up, brothers and sisters, and don't give in. You know, because it's really terrible the way most of us don't know how to accept encouragements. Change our lives, brothers and sisters. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking tonight, but Chazz is, when he speaks, they keep saying he's echoing, so he's going to chime in here and there. But just know that we're going to work on it. So Chazz, I'll let you read this, and maybe I'll take over a little bit, because I don't want people to say, you know, this was a terrible broadcast. It's just, we got to work through it, y'all. Hang in there with us is all I'm saying. Hang in there with us. You go to concerts, people can't sing, you stick it out, you know, because you paid your money. Well, you didn't have to pay for this one, and you get to hear some very nice, encouraging words. Go for it, Chazz.
Number 23. Know that situation doesn't define the word. You are not a low-life person because what you are going through. Absolutely. And a lot of us caught up in that, especially like layoffs and all these jobs where AI is over. Feel like, well, I can't find any work, jobs. I'm a low-life, hardly nothing. I knew I wouldn't nothing. My grandmother always told me I was hard. And it always like that. Pastor said, you know what, I got laid off. God took my job. I didn't know that it was going to happen. I have to say, this situation is bad. Just like I got a job, I'll get another. And if I don't get one for 3 months, I'm going to keep applying and applying. Somebody's going to call me back. Somebody's going to hire me. So I can't let these job situations. I think, brother, in this economy right now, I'm seeing tons of people complaining about this. It's the economy. It is that these jobs are getting people laid off, but these jobs are really doing a number on us. We are letting mess up.
And I want to say this too to all the religious people out there and to all the spiritual people out there. Some of these books that you read, they say that things happen to you because you must have done something. And that's not true, brothers and sisters. Now, again, I'm not picking on no religion or no spiritual concept or no atheistic ideology. I'm saying, think about it. Sometimes things happen to us and we have to be honest and say, I don't know why it happened. Some things we know what happened to us. If you were drinking and you got in an accident, yeah, it happened because you were drunk. Okay, that's what I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is sometimes things are happening to us and we always trying to figure out, well, the creator's trying to punish me, or I should have done this. That's not the case, man. This is mental slavery. So what I'm saying is sometimes we got to just say, you know, I don't know why that happened to me, but I'm going to go through it and do the best I can so I can show my children, I can show my grandchildren that all these things that happen to me, regardless of how they happen to me, I don't care why, but I got to do the best I can so they can see how to be resilient. So stop that mess when a book tells you this happened to you because, like some people even say the African American, and I'm going to get off of this, but some of these religions say, well, the African American is catching the hell we're catching because we all sinned against God way back in the day, so he allowed the European to come and take us. That is retarded, because the European has done so much dastardly deeds, and yet the European is being able to get over on us, and yet you're saying the Creator's not punishing them, so he's using them to punish. This does not make sense. So again, I don't want to get on that because we can go down this rabbit hole, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but stop letting these books tell you that the reason something happened to you is because you are low life. No, you're not a low life. You're a human being. You have dignity, and you should have that idea, that understanding of it too.
I got a quick question. And I hate this guys, but I gotta bring it up. Tyler Perry, and I said this a while ago. You probably know one where he made a movie where some lady, I guess, them all her life, and then the guy ended up getting shot in a wheelchair, and the lady retaliation revenge. Would you say that?
Okay, something happened to Chazz, but he was going to ask me about that movie, and all I want to say about the movie is this. It's just a movie. Some of those things in the movies we can relate to, but that's just a movie. And you shouldn't treat someone the way you see someone is treated on a movie or sitcom. We're too old for that. We know we should be more knowledgeable than that. We should be a little bit better than that. So I'm saying again that, you know, that's a movie, and you can't take those movies and duplicate. Now, of course, people make you angry, but you handle it the way you got to handle it. But don't do it because, well, I saw this happen on Tyler Perry, so I'm going to go ahead and do this too. Those types of things, they destroy us, man. They destroy us. So we want to encourage you to stop allowing those movies and those sitcoms and all of these reality shows, because these reality shows have done a number on us. We always talk about social media. Social media has destroyed the mind of the black man and the black woman. And to some degree, that is true. But we never talk about these reality shows. These reality shows have done us, and maybe we ought to do a broadcast. Chaz, we should do a broadcast on that, because we let them off the hook. We always want to blame social media, Facebook. You know, we want to blame all these different platforms, but yet we don't like to talk about watching that thing or listening to that music, what it has done to us. So again, here's another encouragement. Please stop comparing your situation to someone else. You are you and I am me. What you go through is for you. What I go through is for me. Don't look at how I handle things and say, well, I want to be like you, because you're not me. You may want to handle the situation better, but choose your own method. You're smart enough, you're wise enough to be able to deal with it. I want to encourage you, brothers and sisters. I want you to know that this love that Chaz and I are talking, we want you to actually experience it, because you can't experience it when you take time out and think about what you're going through and what to do about it, and stop letting these things get the best of us.
Brother A, Chaz, voice of God. No, Ray, I remember you said that, but I'm just the average little guy just trying to do the best. I appreciate your good word. He also says a follower, mind versus a freak. Yeah, and I want to touch on that. The follower mind. A lot of people can't themselves. It's like don't it's okay to put or try to see what other things. But it's like you can't yourself whatever the mainstream tells you. You go along with it. Or if you have your own mind, once you hear like we said, these other guys, we just automatically quit being what they call a hive mind.
Yeah, I want to say to the people that's watching this broadcast, before we read the note, I want to say to all of you, you don't know how much I appreciate, or both of us, Chaz and I, how much we appreciate you hanging in there with us. We know it's terrible on your end. We know you can hear Chaz, he's echoing, but you're hanging in there with us. And to me, that's a testament of your willingness to be ready to hear the truth and to be able to go through some uncomfortable moments. And sometimes we have to do that. Everything is not going to be perfect. All of our broadcasts are not going to be great. Sometimes we're going to have issues. And if it was unbearable, I ask you all to put in the comments, it was too unbearable to watch. And if you would have said it's too unbearable to watch, we would have signed off. But no one said it was too unbearable. So I want to thank you for hanging in there with us, because that means a lot to us. It really does. It shows that you're serious, you're honest, and you want to learn. See, you want to learn how to be an encouragement. Like this note says, encouragement isn't about fixing someone. It's about helping them feel seen, supported, and strong enough to keep going. And it's not about always trying to change someone, wanting them to do what you want them to do, wanting them to do what I want them to do. It's about helping them feel seen and letting them know, hey, I'm supporting you while you're going through this. Even if you do the wrong thing or you make the bad decision, I'm going to support you if it's a mistake. But if it's a blatant thing that you know is wrong, then I'm going to challenge you. But that's what encouragement is all about, because too many times we don't like to tell people you're wrong. That's an encouragement, because we're so caught up in their emotions and their attitude. We're so caught up in their personality. We don't know how to say, you're wrong, man. You're wrong, sister. So I'm saying we have to be able to not try to fix somebody, but we have to be there for them and support, especially when they say, I'm doing the best I can. No, you're not. You should be farther down the road than now. See, we got to stop that, y'all. We really do. So I know you have a few things to say about this, Chaz. Encouragement isn't about fixing someone.
Yeah, I will say the main thing with encouragement is like I said, it's just telling them something positive, that individual, because at that moment they're going through so much. You don't know what's going on in their heads. They could have got laid off from the job. Their spouse could have left them. All kind of stuff is going on. Could have gotten accidents. Now I'm just pointing scenarios out because these are real life events. But the point is, people need to hear something. The men have been on it all day. They are just so much. So I would say it's like it's just give a word of encouragement, and it doesn't have to be in front of a whole bunch. What happened to pulling a brother or pulling to the side and say, you know what, it's not for show, it's not accolade. I see what you're doing, I appreciate you doing, but we caught up in, like I said, do it in front of everybody, like accolade. It's not always about that.
Yeah, and our last point for the night, which we'll come back next week, but our last point for the night says, encourage someone, and then it tells you how. You encourage someone by letting them know that you are there for them. Chazz, that is the most practical thing we've said all night. That's the most basic idea that we've shared all night. Everything we said wraps up into this one. All these points we said for the last 4 or 5 weeks about encouragement, all those points we said are wrapped up into this right here. Encourage someone by letting them know, hey, I am here for you. That's what it boils down to. If you can't say that, then something's wrong with you. And so to all those who are out there now, Chazz and I, we're saying this to you. We don't have much. We're not celebrities. We don't have great fame. We don't have many viewers. We don't have a great deal of finances. But what we do have is we have a heart to let you know that we're here for you. And we want to encourage you. And sometimes we do broadcasts where people they misconstrue what we're saying, because a lot of us don't like to be told what to do. But like y'all tell us what to do when it's right, brothers and sisters, we have to be able to listen. And so encourage somebody. The next time somebody's going through, just listen to them first. And when it's your time to speak, or when it's my time to speak, don't say, okay, I know what you ought to do. You got to do A, B, C. No, just say to them, I'm here for you. That's basic, Chazz. That's simple. And we all can do that. We should start doing it more, because a lot of us is not being the way it should be. And Raymond gives us the two concepts, encouragement versus enabling. In other words, instead of letting people do things, we should encourage them. So we got to know the difference between encouragement and enabling, because a lot of us, we're kind of like, we're that person's partner when they're wrong, see? And so we enable them, or we like, if you're doing something bad, and I'll say, yeah, Chazz, you ought to keep doing that, man. That's good. So see, I'm enabling you instead of saying, no, man, you need to cut that out, man. And see, I'm going to tell you this now, and I know we got to go in a few minutes, but I've lost a lot of friends. And I'm okay with that, because I don't need people. See, I'm not looking for people to stroke my ego. I'm not looking for people to be a part of a fan club of mine. I don't care about that, Chazz. I care about people and telling the truth. And sometimes when you tell the truth, people don't want to be around you, you see. People don't want to watch a broadcast or a podcast that's honest. They rather go to a building and listen to somebody, and I'm not talking about any certain person. They rather go to a building and listen to somebody foam at the mouth, swing from the chandeliers, take a book, open the book, lie to the people about the book. They want to see somebody wearing a dashiki, talking about principles, being spiritual when they're not even living it. They want to run behind this book, man. And I'm saying, Chazz, a lot of that is just show, man. It's not real, because we all know we have issues. But that's what most of us like to do. We don't want to put it out on the table and be honest about it. We want to hide behind a book so that people can think we're that book, but we're not. We're all human, man. And every book tells you the same thing about how we should all continue to do the best that we can. Even when we fall, we should get back up. But a lot of us we don't like that, man.
Brother Ray He said, it's not our job to be popular. It's our job. Absolutely, because the popular culture sometimes tell you to do what's wrong, all the negative, like hammer and things like that. But like he said, which is good. Being correct is really one great comment, brother.
Okay, Chazz, we only have a few minutes left, and I know you're your voice is echoing, so I don't know if you want to say something and I'll close us out. But yeah, I can hear it now. But again, people, I'm going to close it, but you just don't know how much this means to us for you to hang in there and watch a broadcast with one man. One man you can hear, and the other man is crippled. His vocals are crippled. but you watched it, and to that, we definitely appreciate those who watch Adults Only Real Conversations every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, the Midwest. So we don't know what else to say other than we appreciate it. So Chazz, you want to say something, and then I'll close us out and we'll get out of here.
Appreciate everybody for sticking through. And the brother said he thank you both. I appreciate your brother firing in here with all with and today's broadcast was about encouragement. A lot of us started with a lot. All kind of blows left and right, up and down, everywhere you can think is on aim. But this broadcast about encouragement. The fight through it. This brother are getting all telling the there's hope. There's people out there. Start talking to one another. Start giving confidence. Because the smallest confidence right in people's days. And once again, I said this earlier. The jobs are really bad. They're laying people off. People don't know where to turn. They're looking for some kind of hope, some kind of guidance. In this broadcast here to do that. To give encouragement that, hey, haven't heard this in a while. Me and this brother, we love you. Hope that you fight your issue.
Yeah, and I want to say the same thing that Chazz just said. I want to say something to Brother Raymond. He basically is doing what we're talking about. He says, thank you both. Then he says, I appreciate you both. That's an encouragement, you see. We all need encouragement. We give out encouragement, we get encouragement. And I think that's just really wise and sagacious and very assiduous what this guy is saying, because what he's basically saying is he wants to encourage us. And I thank him for that because he doesn't have to do it. And so this broadcast tonight has been one that has been talking about how important encouragement is. Brothers and sisters, you've all been going through and continue to go through so much, and I get it. We understand that life is tough. We realize that things aren't going the way we want them to go, and all we're saying is don't let those issues that you're going through, don't let them define you. Yes, you may get upset. Yes, I may get upset, but at the same time, when we get through with that being upset, come back to our senses, brothers and sisters, and be able to digest all of the things that we need to do about our situation. See, complaining about our situation is one thing. Doing something about our situation is something totally different. And that's what we're all about. We're about building you up because, as we said when we first came on, this broadcast is about truth, because truth without application is just entertainment. And we know that a lot of podcasters talk about things that are so high class and they're so lofty. And we like that because we want to hear about the solar system and the galaxy and all the atoms, and all that's good because that's knowledge, and we don't slight that one bit. All we're saying is, can we have a time where we talk to one another by way of encouragement and let people know that, hey, I know you're going through, but we're there for you. And I think that's where it's all at today. So again, we thank you for tuning in. We apologize one more time about the technical difficulties that you've heard, but hopefully we're going to have it corrected, because we want you to be able to hear us both loud and clear, because this broadcast is crucial. It's vital. It's important so that you can grow, because I learn from Chazz. I learn from all of your comments, and that's what shapes me and helps me become the person I am, because I'm surrounded by people who always are going to check me and help me, because we all need each other's help, brothers and sisters. So once again, we thank you for tuning into this broadcast. And on behalf of Chazz, I'm your big brother. We're going to see you next week as we continue to talk about encouragement. So have a good night.
Take care, everybody.